Hi Josh, we're going to play some more vanilla Minecraft today. First off, I have a confession to make. It has been a very long time since I even loaded this world. I got distracted by several other projects. You can see them on the channel. I got involved in a multiplayer server, I started playing Raft to replace Surviving Mars, and I'm going to say right here at the beginning of the episode that this will be the last episode of Vanilla for a while. We're going to take a hiatus from Vanilla and replace this in our normal rotation with some modded Minecraft. Now, I know we're doing modded on the server, but this is something that I've been working on for a while. It's why I haven't been logged into this world forever, and you're just going to have to wait 2 weeks to see what it is. I've already got a lot of it recorded, cut together into episodes, rendered. I've got about 5 episodes so far of the new series, and I really, really wanted to put that in the rotation. I'm not quitting this series. The series is not going away. We're just taking a break. So this will be the last episode of the vanilla Minecraft world for at least a while. Now, we had plans for this area. I'm going to cut in this first clip, and then I'm going to come back to you as me from the future. I stayed up way too late getting this done, but I think it looks pretty cool. I decided not to put any floor in. I know that I mentioned doing a dirt floor, but I think I'm just going to leave it like this. These pads are where the soul sand is going to go. The glass around the edges is where the tubes are going to go. They're going to come all the way up past where I'm standing right now. We're going to bring these up. We're going to connect them via water channels into a central kill location. Anyhow, the ground is gone, and it's my bedtime. So I'll pick this up again tomorrow. Spoiler alert, I did not pick this up tomorrow. Hello again, me from the future. That last clip was about 2 months old, I think. Ow, you dick! I'm talking to Josh! Whoa, whoa! So... Ow, stop! I was gonna say, as you can see, it's night and we have nothing to worry about, no mobs to be concerned with because we're using lower half slabs, and this dickhead comes by. Anyway, so I've lined the place in sandstone. And that is because we are going to do a big landscaping job to kind of connect this over here, and I don't want the whole thing to just be underwater like this all is. I did this for convenience. I want this place to be a showpiece. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of landscaping. I'm probably going to have some precipitous cliffs over here in the deeper parts that kind of come down gently to meet the ocean floor. But over there it's going to be nice and shallow so that it can meet the land over there. And I will try to find a way to make the water blend well. But since we're using slabs, we don't need to be worried about mobs spawning on here. Now I'm going to cap this whole place. The whole place is going to be capped, and the only thing... Really? You think you can reach me? Stupid. You're so stupid. I'm just going to let him throw. Maybe he'll wear out his trident eventually. Well, this is going to look great. As I was saying, the only thing sticking through the cap that we're going to put on this is going to be these 4 tubes, these glass tubes. You actually got decently close on a few of those. Look at this. Look at this. He's only like 2.5 blocks away from me. Bro, you got an arm on you. Okay, now that he's not an issue anymore, and these tridents are starting to despawn, we can pay attention to the project again. Now, all 4 of these pads are going to be interior space of 7 by 7. The glass walls will make them 9 by 9, but that's not a problem. It's the interior space that we want to be concerned with. Because in order to make water flow properly, we don't want it to be too wide. Otherwise, we run into issues where the water is flowing, you know, a little bit further out on this block than on this one. So I had to pare these down. I originally had them, I think, 9 by 9, and it just wasn't working in my design. But I spent a lot of time in a creative world testing this. So I'm very confident that this is going to work out. And the reason I'm giving it 4 is because it seems like the Guardians won't spawn even after we cap this. When I'm standing up there, it seems like Guardians spawn less frequently if I'm standing near that tube. And that's because we have that radius around a player where things won't spawn. So let's say I'm over in that corner. I'm standing up on the cap, and I'm taking up, with my no spawn radius, I'm taking up a chunk of the spawnable area. There's still 3 other tubes that Guardians can spawn in freely. So that means that our rates won't drop just because I'm standing in a bad place. Now, I'm not trying to optimize this. I have built a Guardian farm before based on a design from a YouTuber who built a very well optimized Guardian farm, and it was quick. We're not trying to do that here. I'm just trying to make it good enough to constantly be collecting prismarine so that we can make prismarine bricks, dark prismarine, and most especially sea lanterns. We're also going to get a ton of cod, but that's immaterial. Now what I'm going to do is, up in the killing chamber, we're going to have hoppers to collect all the drops. Those hoppers are going to feed out into droppers that are going to drop everything into water channels, and all of those water channels are going to collect into an item collection system, just like we have over at the witch farm. And underneath the structure that we're building up here, underneath the cap that we've got lined up with the sandstone, is going to be a huge sorting system and storage area, because this can't be connected to whatever eventual central storage we do over in the city, because it's just too far away. So this will have to have its own discrete storage system, just like the witch farm does. So I'm going to get to work on bringing these glass tubes all the way up and then capping this place with sandstone lower half slabs. I'll get back to you when all that's done. As promised, this place is capped. The tubes have gone up to Y70. They're going to have to go higher than that, but for now, 70 is as high as we're taking them, because I want to build the structure before I finish the water tubes. Now let me see how I can best get in here. I think it's easiest if I just fly. I'm getting better with the elytra, but I still land a little too hard sometimes. With this place capped, it's very, very dark. It's going to be even darker once I take out the 4 torches that are lighting up the pads, because this is going to be soul sand, and all of this is going to be water. I think I'm going to leave this place floorless. I can't think of any reason not to, but there will be a floor somewhere up there. Not terribly close to the cap, but not super low either. I want to build that big storage system, and since we've got so much space, I'm thinking that I'm going to do entire walls of chests, entire sections for each item. Because it's so dark in here, I think this place is also going to quickly become a drowned farm. So once we have enough materials to make sea lanterns, I think the first thing we're going to have to do is lantern up this entire floor. Because otherwise, this is going to be an issue. And I don't know if drowned contribute to the mob cap, because guardians are kind of their own special thing. But I don't want that to become an issue. Oh, hello. You wanna bring it, buddy? Bring it. Come on. Whoa! You can't turn your back on me and then throw the trident. Oh, sweet. I got a head. Really hoping I got a trident. These guys are dangerous. Now, I figure the safest way to fill these up with water quick is to get just a whole ton of ice. I did the math, and for 4 of these tubes, as tall as I need to make them, I'm going to need somewhere in the neighborhood of 16 stacks of ice. So I'm going to have to go out and collect that. But once that's done, this will be all soul sand, and this will be all bubbles. And we'll be ready to roll. I'm not going to put the water in until we have the whole system in place, though, because I want to get this place ready to go before I have a single guardian spawn. However, before we do that, I think it's time to get started on the structure. Hi there. I like trying new things, so I thought I'd try out the replay mod and see how it worked. I still have a lot to learn, but I think that this came out pretty well, with one glaring exception that we'll see in a little while. This is, I think, about 6.5 minutes long, but that's only because, as you can see, it's massively sped up. This took me 2 hours. As you may have been able to guess by now, I am rebuilding the ocean monument block by block. So I took all of the prismarine and all of the prismarine bricks and the dark prismarine and the sea lanterns, and I just kept them. I made sure that I didn't use anything for any other purpose. I kept all that stuff in shulker boxes, and I brought it back. I had brought a whole bunch of it home and just stored it in shulker boxes in the chest in the house. But I brought it all back just to make sure that I had everything that I would need on hand. And I just started building from this sandstone cap that we made to go over the big void where the sea temple used to be. And this is not the entirety of what we're going to put in here. I've got a little something else planned, but I wanted to see if I could get this done in a way that I could use the replay mod to show you just a really cool time lapse. Now, I'm not one of those people who's got, just royalty-free music or music that I've purchased the rights to. I can't put a sweet music time-lapse montage thing together for you. So I just thought that I would talk to you while this happened. I'm getting all of the base done right now, all of the base pillars, and now is when I have to get into planting all this prismarine. Now, I didn't lay all of it because that's a lot of time that I didn't feel like taking on camera that would be captured by the replay mod. So there's a lot more that I'm going to have to fill in. I mostly just did this bit that you can see me doing right now because I wanted to fill out the bits that we were going to build on. So I'm always trying to learn new tricks and techniques that will help me to make better content for you. And the replay mod is fantastic for that. You can set time keyframes and position keyframes to make your camera move around and view the whole area, and it's such a cool process to learn how to use. And I didn't do it flawlessly. I could have gone back in the process and done it differently and changed things around, but I spent a decent amount of time just setting this replay up, and I wanted to make sure that it was good enough. I didn't need it to be perfect, because this is the first replay that I've ever put together. And I'm pretty satisfied with it. I think that it turned out pretty well. Now, I figure we should talk about this vanilla series going on hiatus bit, and I thought that this would be a good time to do that, because I can only vamp for so long about the replay mod. I'm going to run out of things to talk about, and I don't want to just leave you with 6.5 minutes of dead air and, no music or anything. So, as I mentioned in the intro of the video, this series is going to go on hiatus for a little while. And that's not because I'm bored with this series. It's because I started a new thing, and I spent a lot of time playing in this modded world that I mentioned. And I realized that I don't have... oh, here comes the part that is screwed up. I didn't understand how the position keyframes worked, so when I went from the back of the temple to the front, I thought that it would go around in a semicircle in an arc like it had previously, but instead it just kind of went directly over the middle of it to turn the camera around. And that's fine. I wasn't going to go back and redo the entire thing just to fix that one bit, because you still get the gist of what's happening. You can see the majority of it. Anyway, I started the new modded world, and I played a lot of it. And like I mentioned before, I've already got 5 episodes fully cut and rendered and ready to go. And I thought, oh, well, maybe this will be the thing that I do to start uploading 2 things a week. And that was before I joined the Homestead SMP server. And by this point, I'm realizing that filling my regular Monday upload slot and doing Homestead once a week is about all I have time for. I don't think that I could realistically manage to play this vanilla world and the modded world that I'm going to be subbing in for this, and Homestead and Raft or whatever other game goes in the Monday time slot. I don't think that I could manage to do 4 things and upload twice a week. I think that I would probably exhaust myself, and I would probably start missing deadlines, and I would probably start missing upload dates, and I don't want to do that to you. I don't think that it would be fair to either one of us, honestly, for me to start missing deadlines. You know, I would suffer because I would stop enjoying the games. And really, the reason that I'm doing this is because I enjoy the games that I'm playing. And also, you would suffer because you'd be missing uploads because they just wouldn't be there for you. And I don't want to do that to you. You know, I so far, with a couple of notable exceptions, have been pretty reliable. So I am going to put this series on hiatus temporarily, and we'll come back to it when we run out of other stuff. What do you think? I think it looks pretty fucking good. I am such a fan of this structure, just in general. I love the way sea temples, or ocean temples, or guardian temples, or whatever they're called. I love the way they look. I am such a fan. Was that a glitch, or is there something missing? Nope, I straight up missed something. Okay, well, I'm glad I did a fly around. Now, I still need to finish the floor, because this floor level, where this prismarine is, that's actually where we're going to be spending our time. So, this is just the underpinning of the structure, so that I had somewhere to put all of the pillars. And I'm gonna line this whole place at that level in prismarine. I'm just gonna coat the whole thing, and all of our glass tubes are gonna come out here up to the ceiling, come along, drop down into here, and right here in the middle where this door is, we're gonna walk in and see the killing chamber. Let's get to that next. There's no water in this monument, and I still find myself swimming. Here we are on top of one of the lift chambers. That's what I'm going to call these 4 columns that we've made. Down there, the netherrack will be replaced with soul sand. Water will fill the entirety of this chamber up to the level that these slabs are on. These slabs will be waterlogged once we're ready, and I will place running water back here. I will only place 7 source blocks right here. I will let the water run along these slabs, and the water will end here at this glass pane strip. And then I'll tear out the slabs, and the bubbles will lift all the way up into the flowing water. The water will flow over here, push any guardians that are in here off the edge of this, over this pane, and down into here, where there will be more flowing water. So they will fall off of this, down off of this, and into a flowing water block that I will put right here. They will flow out here, and then they will flow into another little bit where these two will meet and push toward the middle. I have yet to build those sides. Don't worry, I'm getting to it. The middle will be basically exactly here. And I was slightly mistaken earlier when I said that we would come in the door and see the killing chamber. We will see the central area where they're getting dropped. So both columns there and there will come together right here and drop them into the killing chamber, which will only be a few blocks down. So we will have this doorway where we can come in, and then I'll probably have like a stairway or a scaffolding hole, I don't know, real close right here or something, that'll only bring us down a few blocks. Or we can just fly directly in to the killing chamber, which will be right down in this area. It'll actually probably be lifted up a little bit from here, and then we'll have the hoppers and the dropper clocks and whatnot all right here. And that way we can have our storage system right in here if we want it. Or we can drop it below so that it's out of sight. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I don't want a whole bunch of stuff in here. I want this to just be the plug. The only things that I want showing are going to be the lift chutes and the drop-in kill chamber. I had to set this up to make more glass. I've already taken it all. Oh, I ran out of coal. Well, that's a slight issue. I don't know if I have any more coal. Oh, boy. Oh! No, no, sir. No. We will not be having any explosions in here. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna go up. It's well lit up here. Nothing's spawning up here. I already had a pillager raiding party show up. Fortunately, I shot the banner holder, the raid captain. He was standing right on the edge, right on the corner, right there. And I shot him, and it didn't kill him, but it knocked him down onto this, and the fall damage got him. So we of really lucky there. I had to run home and grab a whole bunch of slabs so that I could do the slab thing, but I did run out to an ice biome, and all of the glaciers are made out of packed ice, so I just grabbed normal sea ice that, you know, whenever water wants to freeze, as long as there's a solid block for it to attach to, it'll freeze. So I grabbed, what, 18 stacks? Almost 18 and a half stacks. I did it sustainably. You know, the water can always refreeze. But I did feel bad because while I was getting all that ice, an entire clan of polar bears was just staring at me. I could feel their eyes judging me. And then another pillager patrol showed up. So I left them there. Anyhow, I need to find coal so I can cook up more glass because, as you can see, these are big-ass glass tubes. And both of these are only up to this level where I put the prismarine around. And I need to put glass here, basically all the way to the ceiling, and then make big tubes. And then I still need to connect them in the middle here. So I need a whole lot more glass. I believe all of the glass is in place. So I have all 4 tubes set up with planks. I'll get the water running from the back of there up to this glass pane. I'll get the next block of water running along here. And then I'll have water running here to where these fences are. That'll hold the water back. Starting back there at the pane I'm looking at, back at the beginning of the fences, there will be water running right to here. Water running here, and then water running here up to where these fences are. And those are, I don't know if you can tell, we're supposed to be looking from this angle. Those fences are open. And then there, that runs down to this tube. And this is our killing tube. So I will have lava up here at this block above the signs, and 1 block placed right there will flow across all 6 blocks. Now, I have this set up with just fences and slabs, and I'm pretty sure if I were to stand here, the Guardians would target me. So I might put more fences over here, or I might put blocks. There we go. Simple solution. Now the Guardians can't see me because I'll never be on the side. I'm pretty sure they won't target me through here because the fence is taller than 1 full block, technically, and the slab is another half block up here. So I could stand right here if I wanted to and just watch them all die and listen to their delicious screaming. Or I could whack at them with a sword. And as you can see from the breaking effect of that glass block, I can target right in here. So if I wanted to, I could kill them. I can, if I want, set up redstone so that instead of just putting lava here, I can put a dispenser here with a bucket of lava, and then I can run some redstone down through the floor and have it pop up some blocks around our little killing area, so that whenever I stand here, blocks, I can flip a switch or push a button and blocks will come up and retract the lava, and that'll hold us in place so that the Guardians don't knock us back with their thorns effect. I might do that later, but for now I just want to collect the prismarine. So I think I'm going to start by putting all the water up top, because the water up top is outside of the Guardian Temple footprint, so we'll be safe from Guardian spawns while I'm doing this part. I actually think this was the easiest part of it all. just throwing down a little bit of water is super simple compared to all the rest. Building the structure wasn't bad. It really wasn't. I just had to follow the plan. You know, I knew what a Guardian Temple looked like. I just had to reconstruct it. Building all of this glass tubing and figuring out the right sizes, that was a little tough, but not undoable. Placing the water, super simple. figuring out the sorting system, that's going to be a small challenge, but we've done all of that before. The dropper clocks, the sorting system, all the storage, that's all something that we have done before, and it should be fairly easy, fairly straightforward. The real challenge is going to be filling in those tubes. And here's what we've got to do it. My only concern is that I'm going to place all of this, and it's going to start melting before I'm ready, before I can break it. That is my major concern. So I'm going to do this, and it's probably going to fail spectacularly. It's probably going to bite me in the ass. I might need invisibility potions. I'm really concerned that I'm going to need invisibility potions. I think I'm going to get the soul sand in first, because putting it in after the fact is going to be a pain. I think before I do that, I'm going to get the lava installed so that any guardians that do spawn once they get up to the top will spill out into the lava. But I am a little worried about that, because once I get all the ice installed here and get all the water in, I'm going to have to break all of those and get a layer of ice where they are. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need invisibility potions. Alright, big progress update. I've done a lot of the terraforming along the front of the temple. I'm not done, but getting there. I didn't try to go for anything fancy, but I might dirty it up by placing sand eventually to kind of muddle the corners and stuff. I just wanted to make it look like this was very, very intentionally built. Unfortunately, I do not own that much sandstone. I've gone through a ton. I've gone through every block of sandstone that I own, and I believe I've gone through about 3 or 4 shulker boxes full of sand, just turning it into sandstone. And I'm still only this far along. I made a lot more progress over here. I filled it in to the ground, but I've only done the front of the structure. I haven't done the sides or the back, and I haven't even finished the front. So there's a lot left to do here. I tried to make it look, like it belonged here, like it had been here a long time by planting a bunch of kelp. This is not something that I'm going to finish before we switch over to the modded series. This is something that I'll come back to in the future. I also built this long walkway. I wanted to make it look like, an approach to a temple. And I built a couple of little stylized guardian statues to flank the front entrance. They don't look great, but I was working with a very small 5x5 footprint. And I wanted to make it something that looked a little cutesy and not super accurate. I wasn't trying to do a block to pixel perfect statue. I've done that before and it looks really, really cool, but I just did not have the room that I wanted to do that here. So I just wanted to make these cutesy little statues. I realized we were going to need an absolute ton of hoppers, so I just went on a long, long caving expedition. And there's some caves over there-ish, and massive cave system that leads down into a massive abandoned mineshaft, because of course there's always an abandoned mineshaft, right? But I found just a ton of coal and redstone. I found a patch of 4 diamonds and 1 fell into lava, which is unfortunate, but got a little bit of diamond out of it, a little bit of lapis. Right now I've got some more iron and some more gold cooking in here. But it was a very, very good haul. I picked up every bit of coal that I found because we were running seriously low on coal. To the point where I cooked up 4 stacks of logs to make charcoal. Anyhow, I put in the lava, and I encased this in fence gates so that if I wanted to, I could just AFK here, and this is a safe place for us to AFK. It's entirely encased. I didn't want to put doors in because I haven't built any kind of a structure here, so I just went with fence gates. It's not pretty, but it's perfectly satisfactory. I haven't done anything to the outside of the structure as far as lighting goes because I didn't want to introduce any variance to the structure. So it's still very mob intensive at night, and I don't know how this guy got in here. I have made this place as lit up as I can, and somehow things still spawn in here. I thought I had gotten all of the blocks, but maybe I just missed like 1 dark block or something. Our storage system is entirely built. Done. Fully hoppered up. I've got all of the item filters built. I've got all of the water streams in place. And I've got the dropper clocks. I've got 4 droppers in here. Each of these will not handle more than 2 hoppers. So as things are dying, even if it's happening really, really fast, these hoppers and dropper clocks should be able to keep up. I did the dropper clocks just like we did over at the witch farm, and I managed to design it so that I could do 4 of these, all right next to each other. I've got the water starting 1 block before so that as they drop in, the items are automatically flowing. They fall right into flowing water and they don't sit stagnant at all. And putting it here was actually the perfect spacing. This goes 8 over to here, slides along some packed ice, and then we've got 8 set up here, goes around a small corner, 8 here, goes around a small corner, and 8 here. And then I'm going to leave 4 over here that are just going to be unfiltered. In fact, I don't need these in here. I set them up to be ready for filters, but I'm going to take this stuff out. This is going to be our emergency dump. If we decide to go manual on this and we start swinging our sword at guardians, we're probably going to drop stuff other than prismarine shards, prismarine crystals, and fish. And if we get guardian heads or anything else, I want to make sure that we capture everything. My main goal is the shards, the crystals, and the fish. So I'm going to put all 8 of these filters set to prismarine shards, all 8 of these set to crystals, and all 8 of these set to cooked cod. And we will have all of the guardian drops that we could ever want. And once we get that going, and once we get the Squid Farm built back at our home base area, we will be able to build all the dark prismarine we want, which is fantastic. This place is ready except for these tubes, and I have been, I wouldn't say procrastinating. I needed to go caving to get enough iron to build all those hoppers, but now I'm procrastinating. I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to. It's gonna be such a pain in the ass. Anyhow, that's the next step, and that is the last step, and then we'll be in business. Isn't this just your favorite mob sound in the world? I'm not talking about the screeching. I'm talking about the slapping. So all 4 of these droppers are working beautifully. I'm not going to say flawlessly because there is occasionally stuff getting stuck up there above the dispensers and below the hoppers. That could be a problem. The reason I'm up here is because I tried to put in glass panes to see if that would work, and it did not. So I'm going to get out of here. We've got the water in all 4 tubes. My sorting system's in the way, you can't really see all 4 tubes. But there goes a guardian. They are spawning in all 4 tubes. I gotta say, man, I am really, really glad I went home and made invisibility potions. I would have been screwed without them. I almost was screwed with them because this was a trial and error process. Figuring out how to get out of this tube once I had placed all the water was not easy. I refined it each time. Each tube that I did got easier, but it was rough. Anyway, I have shards flowing in, I have crystals flowing in, and I have cooked cod flowing in. All this stuff is stuff that I picked up while I was in the redstone. I didn't set up the filters before I got this ready. I just waited until the guardians were coming in and dying, and then grabbed the things that came into the first 3 chests. As you can see, occasionally things come through too fast and it ends up going into the next chest, which is just fine. That's why we have 8 chest stacks per item. But I think I had shards, fish, and crystals, and I just grabbed the stuff and set up the filters after the fact. It's working beautifully. And if I moved my bed because it used to sit right over here, and this was the first tube I did, and I got up here and it was night, and I went, well, I can't sleep here. So I am going to clean up my mess and I think just AFK and collect things. That's the project complete. We are, oh yeah, I gotta clean up my mess here too. I had to do that to get inside the redstone so that I could try the glass pane thing, which I wish it had worked because I don't know how bad that's gonna be. I know that if one thing gets stuck in the workings, other things will gravitate toward it, because if you throw down 2 items, they will occasionally group up like that. And I don't know how much we're going to lose. And I just hope that the loss isn't bad. I'm also considering changing these last 2 glass blocks on either side to glass panes, so that maybe it'll make it a little easier for them to fall, because they do a lot of jumping. But, I mean, they're coming through just fine. I don't know what's with the rave over there. I don't think I screwed up the water. No, they're still flowing. They fight the current, so that's a... They look fucking ridiculous. But it's working. They're all flowing, as slow as Guardians flow. But it's working, it's doing its thing. And as you can see, enough of them are falling in that we're getting a steady flow of items. Look at this mess. It's ridiculous. And you can hear the droppers just ticking away. So I'm going to call this a successful project, and I'm going to wrap it up here. This has been one of the longest grinds of this series so far. This was rough, man. I am not going to miss working on this project. But I'm going to spend a lot of time here AFK collecting stuff so that we can use all of these blocks for our future projects. Just because this series is going on hiatus does not mean that I'm going to stop working on this series. I am going to try to build a backlog so that after we do either 5 or 10 episodes of the next series, we can jump right back into this and we'll be ready to roll. And I should probably go to sleep. As I was saying, I'm not going to stop playing in this world and recording in this world and preparing episodes in this world just because I'm doing something in its place for a while. My plan is to swap these 2 series out. I'm going to do the next series for at least 5 episodes, possibly up to 10, and then we'll come back to this one. And I think as long as... Oh no! Oh god. Did you see that? Did you see that? You saw nothing! This series has staying power. I'm not sure if the next one will, or if it'll just be a brief dalliance into a modded single-player world. Time will tell with that. But this series is still my first series on the channel, my first love. This world is not going anywhere. There is so much that we still have to do. There are a ton of projects like this, and there are dozens of buildings that we need to put in around our home base to make that city. I'm not giving up on that. We just need a lot of resources for it. So, I am going to leave this here, and I'll leave you with the sweet screaming and slapping sounds, and I will see you in the next episode of whichever series is going to come after this. Probably Homestead, because that's a weekly. And Raft will be back next Monday, and then there will be a new modded world the Monday after that. I'll talk to you soon, brother. I miss you.